Well, good morning, everybody. Little update. Yesterday, when we were coming up the fjord, we had planned on stopping into the Troll Fjord and spending the night at the dock because we knew the current was about to shift. But unfortunately, as you guys found out along with us, the dock at the end of the Troll Fjord was occupied by workers, so we couldn't actually spend the night there. We weren't sure exactly what the current was doing, so we kept sailing out. We poked our heads out and tried heading further north. Unfortunately, we hit about 3.5 knots of tide. Luckily, it was right in front of a spot we could anchor, so we just pulled over and dropped the anchor and spent the night last night. But the problem that we've run into now is that yesterday and the day before, well, actually the past 4 days since we left Svalbard, we've been using our motor a lot more than we've expected to. And we also have been doing some tests with the induction and cooking with electric. So we've used our batteries down to 40%, which is lower than we've ever had them before. So yesterday when we hit that current, the wind was also very light and we knew we couldn't motor against it for the remaining 5 miles to get out of the end of this fjord. So we pulled over and anchored and pretty much shut everything down. It's below freezing outside, so we don't need the freezer and fridge running. So we conserved power last night and we're still at 38% or something this morning. Theoretically, that's enough power to finish motoring out of this fjord to the next marina where we can charge up. And we'll see. There's a little bit of wind today. It's sunny, so I'm about to sweep the solar panels off and we'll have enough sun to kind of keep our electronics and everything running. Theoretically, we have enough batteries to make it to the next marina. We'll give it a try. I guess worst case, we'll push the dinghy, but hopefully there's enough wind that we can actually sail a little bit and everything should be fine. I know some of you guys might be thinking that, you know, this, like, see, I told you, this is why diesel's better, like, this is a failure of electric. But the reality is we're pushing an electric sailboat a lot further into much more adverse conditions than an electric sailboat has ever been pushed before. Nobody's taken an electric sailboat into the Arctic, especially in the winter. And we're pushing up here to see where it fails. Down in the tropics, it's easy. There's solar, there's wind. We did that for 3 years. We know it's possible. Now we're pushing our all-electric sailboat into some pretty extreme environments. Recuperating energy is definitely one of the things that we're having a hard time with. Solar just isn't enough. On a nice sunny day like today, it's fine. It's enough to cover our house loads even in the winter, but it's not enough to charge our batteries back up when we're motoring. So yeah, we're definitely to be working on some alternative ways of generating electricity in the coming weeks before we leave Norway, because we've been relying pretty heavily on marinas here to keep our batteries charged up every couple of days. But it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Low tide was about 2 hours ago, which means we should be at about slack tide and the tide should be rising in behind us. I'll probably take the dinghy out into the channel here, check for current before we actually leave. It's only another 5 miles out to the end of this fjord, and it's about 2 miles further north to a marina where we can charge up. So it's definitely possible. We should have plenty of time to sail it or push with the dinghy or motor a little bit if we need to. But hey, you. Hey,
oh my God.
There's ice out here.
There's ice around the
We
boat.
thought we were dragging around on our anchor chain all night, but nope, the boat's been squishing into some thin, squishy fjord ice all night, so it's pretty cool.
It's frosty this morning.
It's
That's so cool. There's ice everywhere. I mean, there's like a little, it's very thin ice, and there's a little hole where our boat has been moving back and forth. But now that makes sense. That's what the noises were all night. I thought it was the anchor chain.
I didn't even care. I was so tired.
Oh, that's so cool though. It's a really beautiful anchorage.
It's a really beautiful day. There's even like a little bit of wind. Maybe we'll put the mainsail up.
And we are putting in 180 watts. So we're actually charging. Not by much, but some. Panels aren't tipped. If we tipped them up, we'd be getting more, but we're spinning around enough that tipping them up probably wouldn't actually help.
And we're about to sail.
And we're about to sail. But yeah, the panels are We've been putting in maybe 600 to 800 watt hours on a sunny day, which is like a quarter of what we do in the tropics. So if we keep most of our systems shut off, it'll be enough to run, you know, our electronics and stuff. We'll see. Maybe we'll have enough wind we can sail out of here. Ooh, there's ice in the bottom of the tea. All right, I'm gonna go check the tide and the current out in the channel and make sure that it's slack. It's supposed to be. If anything, maybe we have a little bit going with us. That'd be nice. Call this Coco the Icebreaker. Didn't know we had an icebreaker rated dinghy. Alright, so I'm about center channel. I'm gonna open up the app on the phone and check to see if we're drifting at all. So far, by looking at shore, we definitely have current pushing us north, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. A little bit of current. Yeah, 1.9, 1. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. We definitely have current in the right direction, which means it is time to go. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of wind, enough that we can kind of drift sail out of here. It's only another 5 miles till we make it out to the next marina, so we can charge up, but it's gonna be a beautiful day. Looks like we have about 1 to 1.5 knots pushing us north, so we're golden.
Awesome.
Try to like break the ice around the boat. Whew, that was fun. It's not much for wind, so I guess we can try to sort of motor sail and drift out of here. And if there is wind, we can sail, and if not, we'll motor, and if our batteries die, we'll push the dinghy. So I think that's gonna be our plan for today. We'll start by putting the mainsail up though. I think that'll be, if there is wind, we'll use the main. Well, we've definitely never had to push Uma through ice before. It's not thick, it's not like it's gonna damage our hull. It's maybe only 5 millimeters or 6 millimeters, and it's kind of soft, slushy ice, but it definitely sounds kind of creepy. So we're sort of drift sailing through it on our way back out now, because the section that I cut with the dinghy is like long since drifted away. So we kind of have to cut a new section. So there's hardly any apparent wind right now, maybe 1 knot or so, but there's 3.5 knots of current pushing us out. And so we're using that current to generate apparent wind. And then with the sails up, we're getting an extra maybe knot of speed, which gives us steerage way. So we're sailing out at 4, 4.5, sometimes 5 knots, and we can steer, even though there's hardly any true wind at all. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I even really know you. Something in you feels like myself. There's a way I see you in this moment. I will always hold in my arms. And I feel like it was only
He's videoing us with a smartphone.
And that was it.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, tack. This reminds me of Hell's Gate when we're attacking in the tide there.
Great. I wonder how many people can say that they actually sailed through that sound. I don't think many people do that.
Not since the Vikings.
Maybe we're crazy, but yeah, that's one thing about having an electric motor too, though. It kind of pushes you and motivates you to actually try and sail, knowing that, I mean, we could motor if we had to, but it's nice that we were able to sail. Look at that, guys. We're actually charging our batteries right now. The sun is shining and our solar panels are working again, finally.
We're making almost 200 watts right now. So that's pretty slick. Yeah, we're actually charging up. We haven't actually touched the motor since we motored out through that little chunk of ice. We've been drift sailing our way out of here. We've got about a mile until we're out of this sound, and then 2 miles or 2.5 miles until we make it to the marina. So we've got 3 hours until the tide shifts against us, so we've got plenty of time to continue out of here, and we're still drift sailing at 2 knots.
Yeah.
So it's probably the calmest under bridge sailing we've ever done. Normally it gets crazy in these bridges. This is one of those bridges that goes tunnel bridge tunnel. There's no road on either side of it. Jump in. I'll pull you in. Start the motor. I'll pass the camera.
It's not like we're going as fast as we were
Worst
last
case,
time.
you have a radio and shit in there. If I need you, I'll wave my arms sporadically.
All right, I'm ready.
Well, Kika just took off in the dinghy to go scope out a potential marina. We found a dock on Google Earth that looks new enough that it's not marked as a marina yet. So she's gonna go check it out and see if it has power outlets. I sent her with a little power adapter and a cell phone plug to see if there's power. If there is, we'll turn in and we will have successfully made it out. And we can charge the boat up. But if not, we'll have to keep sailing another 4 miles.
Yeah, these are not docks that I would feel comfortable tying Uma to, and there's also no power, so that's not going to be a good idea to stop here. So that's going to be a wash. I'm about to head back to the boat, and I'm about to text in first and let him know that we're just gonna keep going.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right.
Docks are tiny. there's no power. There's like one dock that has 2 fishing boats,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, there's no way we can power boat to it.
All right, we'll keep
So-
sailing.
Yeah, let's just keep sailing to the next marina.
All right.
A little bit further. All right.
Successful scouting mission.
So that was fun.
That was awesome.
I'm glad I went in a dinghy first though, because yeah, that would have been a waste of motoring around.
Yeah, if our batteries were fully charged, we wouldn't mind like dropping the sails, motoring in, circling around a few times, coming back out if it wasn't a success. But yeah, with limited battery, we much rather go scout missions with the dinghy.
Yeah,
We're,
that's fun though.
We're only 3.5 miles away from the marina though, so we're good.
Yeah, that's the thing with Norway. There's marinas at every single corner, but I guess not all of them are big enough for a boat.
Oh, a lot
Or
of them are
have-
for power boats. Everyone
Yeah.
here owns a little power boat. Not many
Exactly.
people actually own sailboats.
Exactly, which is okay, because there's one, like, yeah, another,
3.5 miles.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a few miles away, and then it's a bigger marina, so there's definitely going to be power there. And then we'll just charge our batteries and maybe head back on anchor if we can.
Knock on wood, but we've made it out of the craziest part. Like that bridge sort of marks the end of the sound. So
Yeah.
now it's much wider. It's much less current. Like there's fjords that go off to either side. So we should be good now. And we're gonna have cleaner wind out here too,
Yeah.
like we have. So nice. Fun little. Keegan's little Navy SEAL. Grrr, approach under the cover of darkness.
Fuck that thing up. You can stop.
Should I fly the Phantom?
Ooh.
I think I should.
Ooh. Yes.
How charges my phone?
Good place to do it. It's wide.
Yeah. All right. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, left my glove in the dinghy. Now I have one glove here and one wet glove in the dinghy. So that's fun. Yeah, here would be a really good place to fly the drone.
This is the cut through here,
Okay.
or
Let me
straight
adjust.
through here.
Let me actually.
Maybe we wait to go through there and fly the drone the other side.
I mean, we're almost there.
Yeah. Let's
We
wait.
can fly as we go through.
You got it.
Yeah,
sail handling?
It's not that hard.
All right. Let's fly it.
Let's fly it.
Motors on.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Perfect. Well, we're almost at the dock. We're very close now. At this point, if shit happens, we can anchor and push with a dinghy or something dumb, but yeah, it's around the corner. There's the one sailboat. Well, we might not have power here. We'll find it somewhere. I'm just not sure where.
So it turns out this dock also doesn't have any power. So there's water. Surprisingly, there's actually water here, but there's no electricity. Then just went to talk to the guys at the marina, at the docks over there with the little boats, and see if there's a dock we can tie up to with power because we really need to charge our batteries now.
So, just asked the guys on the dock over there. Apparently on this pier there is some power on that white box on the pole, but it's like a normal European plug, so we might have to make an adapter for our short cord so we can plug it in.
Hold on.
There you go. You got it. You gonna make it back in?
I need to make
What you doing?
I'm making an entrance so that we can climb on the boat
Without slipping and dying.
without slipping and dying. That's good. Oh, it's still slippery though.
Yeah, don't slip and die.
I won't.
I love you too much.
There we go. Oops.
Not the most graceful, but we'll work on it.
It's on a 16 amp breaker, which is awesome. Our whole boat runs on 16 amps. The only problem is normally we plug this guy in to our shore power because normally at marinas they have these like 30 amp plugs or 16 amp plugs, whatever these are. Yeah, 16 amp. But the outlet in this is just like a normal little 2-prong European one. So we had one of these adapters from the UK with a UK plug. Just wired a European one on, so fingers crossed. This thing looks a little sketchy.
I like your Christmas tree looking
Yeah, you like that?
wrap.
And this I think has like, yeah, these are 16 amp breakers, so should be good.
Cool.
Let's try it out. Fingers crossed. Yeah, good sound. Charging. Yeah. Yeah. We got power. Feels good. I can go to bed now, and tomorrow morning our batteries will be charged. That makes me feel pretty good. We definitely need to work on other alternative ways of charging our batteries because solar is definitely not enough, and regen's really only good offshore. So yeah, we're gonna have to come up with some solutions to that. We have a couple of ideas and a couple of things in the works, and yeah, we're gonna start prioritizing those now for sure. But we've got a lot of cleaning up to do, and we need to shower. It's been like, when's the last time we showered, Giga?
Too long to
2 weeks?
admit it in public.
Smells like about 2 weeks.